everybody. I'm Jesse, and welcome to another edition of Gen X Thinks. And today I was just going to talk about the holiday season. Holidays are coming up on us, and I love the holiday season. I always have. I miss, the whole mall scene. You walk through the mall on the holidays, and they'd be playing all the Christmas music and they'd have our claymation cartoons on whatever that airwave channels, our three channels. We'd get, it was like a almost an event, for Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer to come on. And the festive season just meant so much back then. And hey, Arnis, Glenn South, what's up, y'all? I'm glad you could make it. Glad to see you here. But the holiday season, and even when we were kids, we were told that it was turning into a marketing thing, and the holidays were becoming consumer, just consumer events or whatever. And I really didn't believe that shit when I was a kid, whatever, but it really has. All this Black Friday and all this bullshit that we have now, and the festivity is gone. You just don't hear Christmas music walking through a store anymore. And there aren't any malls. Well, I guess there might be a few here and there, but overall, there really aren't any malls, and they don't, they're just not, they don't have the same feeling that they used to, Dog Karma, what's going on? Glad to see you here. You were Rudolph in a past life, Arnis? Yeah, Channel 3, Glenn South, yeah. I mean, as soon as, Halloween started coming up, and all that, and we got to dress up for Halloween as kids. We just couldn't wait, for Frosty the Snowman to come on, and it started with the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. That would come on close to the holidays, and they play a lot of Bugs Bunny too. Like they had Halloween themed Bugs Bunny cartoons around Halloween, and they had, for each holiday, they had Bugs Bunny cartoons for each one. And so it was a build up to Christmas, right? And then we got the 2 weeks vacation for Christmas, when I was a kid going to school. And it was a really, big momentous thing, and it meant a lot back then. It was about family, and the whole Peanuts thing. They had a lot of deeper messages in their programs. Well, so did Rudolph too. All of our programs had deeper messages, and good ones, not shitty ones, good ones about the actual meaning of Christmas, and even the Thanksgiving one. It didn't matter that they were eating popcorn and toast and shit. The only thing that mattered was that they got to come together for that holiday and spend time together with good friends. So, that kind of stuff meant a lot to us, to me anyway. Bucky, what's up, dude? Jason Lamore, glad to see you here. Glad to see all of y'all here. Thank you for showing up, hanging out with me. But so it's not just the Christmas music and the holiday themes and everything that I miss about it. It's the feeling, the spirit of the holiday season and goodwill toward man and all that stuff we used to hear back then, and it to me anyway, I miss it. It's sorely missed. Just the whole spirit of the season. Now, it's just about, ordering some shit off Amazon and whatever. and everybody wanted to change the name. They don't want to say Merry Christmas anymore. Well, I can't say everybody, but a lot of people don't want to say Merry Christmas anymore, so they'll say Happy Holidays. Uh, Even after the first two are done and it's Christmas time, they'll say Happy Holidays. They won't say Merry Christmas to save their lives. Rocker, what's up, Rocker? And yeah, and that whole spirit of the season, um, I think is really, it's just absent. You know, it's just absent, especially for the kids, because they don't get those messages like we did. I mean, they get to open presents and shit, but that was only part of the whole holiday experience. The other part was, like I was saying, goodwill toward men, and spending time with family. And now these kids are, there's so many single mothers and broken homes now that it doesn't mean as much as it did before. you know but we were the first generation to really experience the single parents. The boomers were the ones that they were the first generation to really do the whole single parent thing, and really go wild with divorce and all that. So we did get to experience that, but at the same time, that holiday spirit lingered, through our generation. So we grew up kind of with the broken home thing and all that, but the whole message and experience of the holiday season was still prevalent during that. So that kind of stuff was there. So I know it's possible to have that, even though, even if you're in a broken home, or you're with a single parent or whatever. So it's possible to have that, have the holiday cheer and all that, and the whole seasonal feeling of goodwill toward man and all that stuff. But it's just gone away. And I don't know if it's because Christianity has fallen out of favor, and everybody wants to hate on Christianity. Nobody wants to say the Christ in Christmas or whatever kind of bullshit they want to do. I don't know, but that seems like that's part of it. So they want it to be, a lot of people want it to be just a consumer atheist kind of thing. Which, to each their own, in their own house. But I think, as a civilization, that the holiday should mean more. I mean, they're each holiday is a representation of something. It's a celebration of something. So and they do mean more than just loot, basically. Like on a video game, just getting loot. Opening up loot boxes or whatever, whether it be candy or presents or whatever. Um, yeah. Well, Arnis, the way I remember it, you said happy holidays all the way up until Christmas, and around Christmas we would say Merry Christmas. But, just like Thanksgiving, building up to Thanksgiving, we would say, it still do, Happy Thanksgiving. I would say Happy Thanksgiving to people today. But you can say Happy Holidays in general, in a general thing, like the day after Thanksgiving or something. You would say Happy Holidays or something. But you wouldn't go up to someone on Christmas Day and say Happy Holidays. You'd say Merry damn Christmas. That's what you would say. Uh, and that's going away. People are refusing to say Merry Christmas, or even acknowledge you if you say it to them, and I've had that happen. But I'll still say happy holidays if the circumstances permit, like before Thanksgiving, in between Halloween and Thanksgiving or something, or if it's not close enough to Christmas. But shit, with probably the whole month of December until December 26th, I'm saying Merry Christmas. Yeah, rocker. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The whole holiday spirit is gone. Um, and I think it's a combination of the whole just consumerism bullshit, ordering shit off Amazon, getting the Black Friday bullshit and all that, people fighting in the Walmart aisle over a damn CD player or whatever. Well, I guess they don't have those anymore, but whatever, you know, and the whole just the anti-Christian kind of theme that's running through society today. Whether you're Christian or not, is irrelevant. But but we all know that Christmas is supposed to be Jesus's birthday, so and people just want to shit on Christmas because that's what it celebrates. Um, but actually, they just moved it to that date to to align with the Vikings' uh, winter solstice celebration. When the Vikings took over a lot of Europe, England in particular, they just moved Jesus' birthday. They celebrated it on the same day as the Viking holiday of the winter solstice. So that's how it ended up being December 25th. But so we're celebrating a couple different things there, but still, I think it's just a movement away from that, trying to deny Christianity. Which, hell, even back when I thought of myself as an atheist, I still loved Christmas. I still called it Christmas. I wasn't, I didn't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, corporate greed. Yeah, rocker, you're right about that. Muskogee land, what's up, dude? 58-year-old corpse. Hell nah, dude. Nah, you're still kicking, bro. As long as you're above ground. Yeah, you're not a corpse yet. Raziel, there he is. How's it going, Raziel? Jim Atreides. Glad to see you here, Jim. Glad you could make it, man. All right. Hell nah. Just like that, what's that lyric from the Rob Zombie song? I want more life. Sucker, I ain't done. Yeah. I think he took that from Blade Runner. I think Rob Zombie got that lyric from Blade Runner. Yeah, you say them all. Yeah, me too, Arnest. Just depend on on the situation. But I don't around Christmas. I'm saying Merry Christmas. You know what I'm saying? So, but Happy Holiday fit. I don't. I'm not saying Happy Holidays to replace something else. Is my point. You know what I mean? I'm not doing that shit. Jason Lamore, what's up? White eraser? Yeah, maybe, dude. Oh, okay, Raziel. Yule. Is that what? I don't know what Yule is. Is that a Norwegian thing? Like the basically celebrating the winter solstice, or is that something else? Robin laid an egg? Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying, Jim. Yeah, me too. I don't give a shit. I around Christmas anyway, I say that shit on purpose. Uh, you know, but I always have, man. That's the thing. I always have. Now it's just kind of got an edge to it. You know what I mean? Like I'm saying Merry Christmas. I'm saying it with um, the same amount of times I used to, but now it's kind of, I feel like there's a confrontational edge to it. You know what I'm saying? So, um, even though I'm not saying it more often than I used to, because I've always, like I said, I've always loved the holidays, and I see some stranger on the street, I'm gonna say Merry Christmas, or after you buy something at the gas station, you tell the cashier Merry Christmas. You know what I mean? Now, um, you say that shit to somebody, and they just kind of look at you weird and won't say anything, or if you're lucky, they'll say Happy Holidays back to you, on Christmas Eve. So, now it's got a like different connotations to it when I say it now. It seems like it to me. More human than human, Roz? Okay, yeah. Rusty Doob, what's up, Rusty? Glad to see you here, man. Yeah, I didn't have to use my AK either, so it was a good day, dude. I didn't even have to take it out, let alone use it. Yeah. You look like Santa Claus, Muskogee. Well, there aren't any malls anymore. I say you could get a job in a mall. Yeah. You ever seen that movie Bad Santa, Muskogee? I love that damn movie. Well, I got the Badder Santa. I've never seen the original Bad Santa. I got the uncut one, the director's cut or whatever. That shit was hilarious, dude. That's one of the funniest movies. When that midget told him, "Your soul is a pile of dog shit," I about fell over laughing, dude. About fell out of my damn chair. Yeah, that midget pulled no punches, dude. Yeah. Oh, the name for the old Viking solstice? Okay. All right, Raziel. I just thought it was called winter solstice, but it's called Yule. All right. Okay. All right, Jim. Festival. Shannon. Hey, Shannon. We're talking about how much we love the holidays and miss the good old Christmas spirit and the the whole feeling of the season and everything that used to be with the malls and the decorations and the music, Christmas music everywhere you went. I remember when one small town I lived in, they were playing Christmas music in the streets. You go down, walk down the street, and there'd be Christmas music playing, and all the street lamps would be decorated, and the stop signs and everything. Everything would be decorated. It was a neat experience back then, and it's too bad that kids don't get to feel that same spirit that we used to have. Even like I was saying, the messaging in our cartoons and stuff we used to watch, and the best example of that is the Charlie Brown, with the little Christmas tree and the Thanksgiving dinner and all that, were really good messages to us kids back then, and I think that those messages stuck with us. I think. Oh, you have a fire outside the night of? That's cool, Raziel. Yeah, that's cool as hell. Yeah, say it more and piss off liberals. Yeah, I could, you know. It just seems like, well, I already say it pretty damn often. Like I said, I always have. So, it just feels like I'm being confrontational when I say it now. Like like there's more reason for saying it than there used to be. Yeah. Yeah, Muskogee. Yeah. Some of that stuff, um, it's just bad. I don't know how else to put it. It's bad. It's not good. Uh, there, the Christmas season and the whole holiday season, Thanksgiving and everything. Um, it used to be about the brotherhood of man, and bringing families together and all this stuff, and just all just really good noble things, and that stuff has gone away. And when good noble things go away, what's left is something bad and ignoble. So yeah, I just think it's bad. So I think it's worse now than it used to be, and it's getting worse every day. And I heard something. um I think I was watching Matt Walsh. Yeah, Matt Walsh, and he was saying, I don't want to repeat shit that Matt says, but still, it's relevant to this. I see a lot of this stuff online. Like I've seen pictures of Native Americans, right, standing in front of Mount Rushmore, flipping the middle finger, saying saying a message and stuff, and then but Matt Walsh actually dug into it, and the poster was from Bangladesh. All right, so a lot of this inflammatory divisional shit we see about how much people hate America, and can't stand us and our way of life and everything online anyway, is coming from these other countries. And these people, they just make all these accounts, somebody in Bangladesh making 100 accounts or whatever, and just posting all this shit all over the place because it gets clicks, and it's volatile and emotional, and people will have shit to say for it or against it, and that kind of stuff. And um, and it always hit me as kind of strange, because I've actually known quite a few Native Americans growing up and stuff, and I served in the military with Native Americans, and they never struck me as that kind of anti-American shit. Well, one of my best friends in the military was an Indian guy, and uh, and he was a red, white, and blue patriot. He was in the army with me. So that always struck me as weird, about all this Native Americans hate America and all this stuff. And then I find out that a lot of it is coming out of Bangladesh in these different places. So a lot of these sentiments and stuff that we get, anti-Christmas, anti-this and anti-that, are coming. They're not even our sentiments. They're just portrayed as American sentiments, but they're being sent in from all these other countries just for clicks. You know what I mean? So, but a lot of these boneheads pick up on that shit. These liberals and shit, that's right up their alley. You need some frankincense and myrrh, Raziel? Oh, all right, Muskogee. Bad evil Santa, huh? Night Clerics, what's up? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I said, even because when I was younger, um, I was, just confused, and coming out of, a bad childhood and stuff, a rough childhood, and I just hated life and everything, every damn thing, including myself and God. So I thought I was an atheist for a while, you know. But even then, I still realized that Christianity had done a lot for Western civilization, and I still realized that it had value, and I still loved Christmas and all that stuff. So I didn't even despise Christianity when I thought I was an atheist. So I don't get uh, the whole thing to why people want to hate Christianity and rub it out, whatever that kind of shit is. I don't understand that. Yeah, zombie. That's the thing about it. We're human, and I fail every damn day. I probably fail, you know, several times a day. Uh, but that doesn't, you know, you do the best you can. Um, and I just believe that's the thing. You do better and you try not to make the same mistakes you made in the past. Oh, Rocker, you watched Matt too? Okay. Yeah, Arnis, it was. It was just better vibes, man. Everyone had holiday spirit and holiday cheer, And if someone was just kind of standoffish or didn't really get into the holiday spirit, he was a Scrooge or a Grouch or whatever, it was a whole feeling back then, and it was wonderful. I mean, it was damn wonderful. And it's, you know I still get into the holiday spirit, me and my wife, and we, I still do. I never lost that, but I see, society. I see it disappearing from society around me, and it's just it's kind of sad in a way. Yeah, yeah, zombie. Lots of bad actors pretending to be mad Americans. Yes, exactly. And they're doing it for clicks. They're doing it. They're making a living doing that shit. Like I said, they've got 100 accounts or whatever, spreading all this bullshit around because it's volatile, it's inflammatory, and it gets clicks, it gets attention. So, and that's the kind of shit that makes them money. I don't think they're trying to destroy America. They're just trying to make money, to be honest. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, Raziel. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Um, your wife's family was Lakota and still celebrated Christmas and all the other standard American holidays. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and they might have celebrated somewhere. I remember them having some kind of celebration at a longhouse and stuff when I was a kid. Uh, but they still had Christmas and all that stuff. They still loved Christmas, and I've never met, uh, and I've met quite a few of them. I'm not talking, I've met one Indian in my whole life. I've met many, many of them, and uh, I've never met one who just hated America and shit like you see online. I'm sure there are. Hell, there are a bunch of white people who hate America. So hell, a bunch of white Americans. So race has nothing to do with it. But I'm just saying that to throw that label on Native Americans, like all Native Americans hate America and what it's become, and all white people for doing it. I that shit never sat well with me, with my experience. I never got into that. Um, I think Native Americans are awesome. They sued the Washington Redskins when the Redskins took the emblem off. You know what I'm saying? They sued them. So yeah, I think that's cool as hell. That they do that shit, that kind of shit. They'll point out, the Native American Society will point out how that fraudulent liberal bullshit. Yeah. Oh, you do, zombie? What is that like a? Is that like burning? What's that stuff called? Sage or something? The same reason. Would you burn frankincense and myrrh for the same reason you burn sage? No, yeah, Shannon, I never have. And I've met quite a few. Went to school with them, grew up with them, served in the army with them, and they were just regular Americans like us. I mean, they ate a little bit different food from their culture, good food, but yeah, that was the only real difference. Oh, you a bag of frankincense resin? Raziel. Big Country, what's up, dude? Oh, you like it? Yeah, that's the new one there. New microphone, Big Country. Hopefully it sounds better. Hopefully I got it all worked out where it sounds good. I had some I had some people on in the comment section typing away, uh, ac- accusing me of not giving a shit about how their sounded and stuff, you know. And I was like, dude, I'm not a sound guy. I don't, it sounds good in my headphones when I put them on. I got them here. I used to wear them all the time, but I realized I didn't need to, so I quit wearing them during the show. Uh, but yeah, so then is actually Tripwire uh, read that same comment, and so he emailed another guy, another podcaster that knows more about the technical side of things, and had asked that guy to hook me up with some knowledge, and that guy did. That's Brandon over there at what's the name of his podcast? Shit, I'm gonna mind blank on it now. Oh, Gen X POV. And yeah, if y'all think about it, you can check out his channel too, Gen X POV. He's a good guy. He helped me out. He sent me the link for this microphone. The damn thing was on sale, so I could afford it. The timing couldn't have been better. So and now hopefully my sound is a lot better. Dead Wolf, what's up, Dead Wolf? How's it going, buddy? My boy Dead Wolf in the house. We got Big Country and Dead Wolf. All right. We're talking about the holidays and how they suck nowadays, Dead Wolf, and how they used to be awesome and how everything used to be awesome back in the 80s and how everything sucks now. Oh, all right. Yeah, Night Clerics. I kind of did the same thing, and maybe not for those exact same reasons, but when I was younger, I just, I went through a dark period when I was younger, blamed all of my life's problems on, everybody else, and took no responsibility for any of my actions. But I finally grew out of that shit and started figuring out life. Hopefully, I have started to. I'm 54. I don't have much time left to do figuring, but I'm trying to put it in overdrive and figure some of this shit out at least. Yeah, yeah, zombie. That's what they say. No such thing as an atheist in a combat zone. Yeah. Electronic Music Underground. I ain't seen you in a while, dude. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, no, I thought that would be cool, but you know, um uh just I had some people have a negative reaction to it, so doesn't matter. I did bunches of live streams without it, so it's not a big deal. Oh yeah. Yeah, underground. So if you don't celebrate the holidays, then that's one thing. Um, yeah, and if you're not into that shit, but for them to, it's other people. I don't know if you heard about the Matt Walsh thing. People from Bangladesh are posting pictures of Native Americans hating the U.S. and they're from Bangladesh. Just for clicks and shit. Like all Native Americans hate the United States and hate their country and all this shit and hate all of us uh, of European descent. Just despise all people from European descent. And I just know that that's bullshit. But just like you, I mean, there are plenty of white people who don't celebrate the holidays. Plenty of black people, Hispanics, whatever. That's not neither here nor there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, most of them zombie, I think. There are a few that don't, right? Is it like Buddhism and stuff? I didn't even think that he came into that. Oh, okay. My dad was the opposite. My dad was, I think, a quarter Nez Perce, and he was real proud of it, and and just kind of instilled that in me. He was proud of, and I learned about Chief Joseph and the trials of the Nez Perce and all that stuff, everything they went through. So, I don't claim to be, unless it's somebody asks me about my descent, or I'm telling somebody, I'm part Scottish and German and a little bit of Native American. But yeah, that my dad was really proud of his Native American heritage, but I can see why someone would kind of keep it on the down low back then. Yeah, way back in the day. Oh, fry bread's the shit. Yep. This lady Barbara, um, when I lived on the Yakima Indian Reservation in Washington, she would make us kids fry bread, and that stuff was so delicious. I'll never forget that shit. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. Underground, yeah. That's true as hell. That's just common sense. That not all Native Americans are the same, just like not all white people are the same, or all black people. You know what I mean? Everybody's different. Uh, but you see all that shit online, you know, and it's so divisive. And my point in the whole thing was that a lot of that shit is coming from other countries, coming from Bangladesh and Taiwan and shit. These people making 50, 100 accounts and just posting all this firebrand shit, trying to get us pissed off at each other. And I don't even know if that's I don't think that that's their goal. Their goal is just to get clicks, and that's the kind of shit that gets clicks. They're just trying to make money, you know. But that's the kind of shit that gets the attention. Oh, sandalwood. Yeah. Hell yeah, night clerics. They should bring the damn 80s back for good. Happy Crappy, what's up? Or Happy Cappy. Okay, Happy Cappy. Oh, all right. Yeah, zombie. Yeah, there are places in life when that's all the that's all that's the only thing that can help you. You know what I'm saying? Oh, all right. Lacrosse team. Shannon, 90% Native American, Scandinavian and French incorrectly, like people do nowadays. Um, did I stutter or something? I think I just got a message from my streaming thing. But yeah, I've never met a racist Native American. They've always just accepted me you know, as I was, and never. Yeah, zombie. That's the way I am. Yeah, it's between me and him. Yeah, I've looked into Gnosticism and all that just out of curiosity, Raziel. Navajo. Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I mean, You look back at the history, dude, underground, and your ancestors were treated so horribly by that, So, um, I understand that. I really do. Uh, the whole system, hating the system that that did all that shit. But to hate other people who are alive today that had nothing to do with any of that shit, weren't here. Even my ancestors weren't even here. But when that shit was happening, they didn't come over until the 1900s. So yeah, that's the part I don't understand. The sins of the father type of thing, right? And even they even people even take it further than that. Is you know they I get punished for the sins of someone else's father just because we happen to be the same color, and that gets a little out there. They're really stretching it to hate each other over shit that somebody else's forefathers pulled. Yeah, well, yeah, yeah, Hurst, and I think a lot of people, societies, cultures had some version of the Ten Commandments. They had rules that they were supposed to live by, and that was it. Like, what was that? Who was that? The great law, like I can't think of the name now. Back during the Mesopotamian days and stuff. Um, I mean, his name's on the tip of my tongue, but he wrote the first laws, and he had tablets with laws on them, with a list of 15 or 20 laws that everyone was supposed to live by. But that's that happens throughout, all different kinds of cultures where they have commandments like that. And sometimes they differ, but they're pretty close to those, to the Christian Ten Commandments. Keith Peterson, what's up, dude? Yeah, early happy Thanksgiving, dude. I'm fixing to get turkeyed out. I love Thanksgiving. I love the cranberry sauce, that jelly shit, the real cheap shit that comes in the can, and then when it comes out of the can, it's still got the ridges around it, so it still looks like a can, and then you cut it up into slices. I love that shit. Yeah. So yeah, I'm looking forward to Thanksgiving. You drank enough tequila to get dual citizenship?